Hello there, hyperspace! My name is Davontos, and it's time to get hyped because this is some Overwatch gameplay. Still a little dated gameplay back in a Halloween event, but I'm trying to get rid of some of the older gameplays so I can have newer gameplays come 2017. And speaking of 2017, Blizzard says that maybe in January of 2017 there's going to be a new map, and that map is going to be Oasis. And if I actually remember correctly, it's going to be a capture point map, and capture point maps work like Hanamura, so it should be really fun. However, Oasis is going to have some environmental hazards. Now, if you don't know what environmental hazard is, it's basically something in the map that can harm you or other players. And what Oasis is going to have is cars. Traffic, you get hit by cars, get road killed, and it's not going to be pleasant for you, but pleasant for other people to watch. And I hear that it's going to be a little glitchy. At the moment in the PTR, it's a little glitchy on the traffic area, so maybe they're going to probably patch it come full launch in January. But this got me thinking, what kind of maps would you like to see in Overwatch? Now, as far as I remember, this Oasis is guaranteed to be one of them, and there's another one that rumors going around, and they're saying this other map is going to be a moon map. We don't know how it's going to work, how it's going to function, but everybody's saying there's going to be some kind of moon-based map specifically designed for Winston, because, you know, Winston's from the moon. It's really weird, and there's not a lot of talk about it, but just like a little, like a light rumor floating around the Overwatch community. But we're not here to talk about Oasis, we're here to talk about your ideas. What kind of map would you like to see in Overwatch, and what kind of game mode would that map have? Let's say if like Hanamura's a capture point, King's Row's escort the payload. How about your map? Me, personally, I would like to see some kind of forest or jungle map, because Overwatch has a lot of city maps and a lot of village maps and a couple factories here and there, but let's have something in the jungle. It's completely different. They're going to have a lot of flank routes around the trees, a lot of hiding spots, a lot of sniper spots up on the trees, and it can be like an escort the payload kind of map. Like you got to start off, let's say, I don't know, like in some kind of barn, and you got to escort the payload through the woods off to the other side of the woods. And then when you're in the woods, it's like where the danger zone is at, because Winstons jump on you and Widowmakers pick you off, and it's going to be like a very, I guess, cautious kind of play style for the guys who are escorting the payload, because you don't know where the enemies are going to pop up, and if you're an enemy, it's going to be like very stealthy on your part because you want to jump the guys who's moving the payload. I feel like that would be a really interesting twist on map design and play styles, because you'll have guys who are just huge targets in the woods like Reinhardts and Roadhogs, but then you have the guys who just blend right in like a Tracer, or maybe like you know, Hanzo. They would blend right into a woodland area, because Tracer is constantly moving between the trees. Hanzo will easily just camouflage in, same thing with Widowmaker. So it wouldn't favor heroes, but it would add a huge twist to individual playstyles for each hero. Also, that interview with Jeff Kaplan, I think his name was, and he was talking about like all the Overwatch stuff. I said it in, I think, in the last video or the video before that. But anyway, he said that there are a whole bunch of maps in development, and it kind of got me thinking of, well, what maps would you like to see? On top of that, it got me thinking of, what is this moon map that everybody is talking about? Because most of the time when they hint on something, like, you know, they were hinting on Sombra, they were hinting on Ana, they're already hinting on Doomfist, and when they hint on something, like 80% of the time Blizzard would release it. So they said that they have a lot of maps to come. So what kind of maps would this be? I say the moon is one. We need another map in Australia, because Junkrat and Roadhog are, well, Australian, and they don't have a map. Like King's Row tends to favor Widowmaker and Tracer from, you know, their short alive. Then you have like Hanamura, who favors Genji and Hanzo. And you have Eco Point Antarctica, who is for Mei. We need a map for Junkrat and Roadhog, because same thing with Sombra. Even though Sombra's cinematic short took place in Volskaya Industries, her level is actually Dorado. So I see that they're giving maps for individual heroes, or at least, you know, like where they're from. They don't have an Australian map for Junkrat and Roadhog, and they don't have a map for D.Va. They don't have a Korean map, and actually I hear through D.Va's story, there's this huge Omnic that's terrorizing Korea, and if they make a map for D.Va that's in Korea, they can add this giant Omnic, and it can probably be in the background, like the Omnics, I mean not the Omnics, those war robots in Volskaya Industries, or they can even get creative with it and have this giant Omnic be an environmental hazard. Now, wouldn't that be something on a map? An Omnic who's like roaming around and serves as a huge threat, an environmental hazard. There's just so much they can do with maps. They can add any kind of map, add any kind of twist, environmental hazard. There's literally like no limit on what these guys can do in Overwatch. As long as it's balanced for all the heroes, they're probably going to do it. Which also got me thinking, in that development interview, they said they want to add some more game modes. And, I would kind of want to see another survival game mode, kind of like Junkenstein's Revenge, because a lot of people loved Junkenstein's Revenge. And this May Snowball Offensive thing, it's fun, but I don't think it was as good as Junkenstein's Revenge. I think that player versus Omnic zombie her survival horde thing was just spot on. It fit perfectly. So if they were to add some kind of like Omnic survival mode that kind of plays out like Call of Duty Zombies, I feel like it should play out like Call of Duty Zombies. However, you can freely take whoever you want with a 1 hero limit, and let's say there are like 4 players, 8 players, whatever. 1 hero limit, you can freely take whoever you want, and these Omnics come in waves. And at the very end of, let's say, maybe like the 10th wave, there's this boss that comes in. It's going to be like a huge Omnic, like that big one that's terrorizing Korea. You beat that Omnic, and you get, let's say, maybe like a loot box, or maybe like a bonus point so you can level up higher. And it's just, I think that would be a really, really good idea for a new game mode. A horde mode with boss battles, and beat the boss, and you get something special. Let me know in the comment section below what kind of maps would you like to see in Overwatch, and what kind of future game modes would you like to see in Overwatch. Me, I would like to see, as I said, a jungle map with some kind of zombie Omnic survival mode. If you liked the video, lick that like button with a sticky tongue. You can follow me up on Twitter at Davontos, man. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a nice day!